What is going on, everybody? This is Dave and welcome back to my channel today for a Football Manager 2018 video. I did this video the exact same time last year and it got a resounding response, so I'm going to be telling you my top teams to manage in Football Manager 2018. I've been playing the game for over 10 years now, managed many different teams, but I know it is sometimes very difficult when you're out of a save to try and think of a brand new team to give you a little bit of inspiration. So hopefully this video will help you out. As I say, these are my opinions. These are not categorically the best teams to manage. These are my opinions. So please do let me know in the comment section down below who you're going to be managing and why other people should manage them too. So let me know in the comment section down below and let's kick off this video. So I'm going to get my bias one out of the way first. I'm a Wolves fan and I think Wolves will be an incredibly good save next year, and I think a lot of people are going to be using them, to be honest. If you aren't aware, you don't follow Championship football, I mean, you've surely heard of some of the transfers that Wolves have pulled off this term. Spent a lot of money, brought in Ruben Neves, who's one of the greatest young prospects in football at the moment, and he's even nominated for the European Golden Boy. So for him to be in the second tier of English football is something very special. And Wolves have brought in some fantastic players. And, you know, you may well help them out and start a Portuguese revolution. You should easily win promotion in your first year. And I think you'd get a very tidy kitty of money to spend in the Premier League from the Chinese owners. The second team on my list is Palermo. Obviously, recently relegated to Serie B in Italy. And they're a little bit, I mean, you hear the phrase sleeping giant. They sort of are towards that category. They've had some fantastic quality of players in the past years. Some great football as well. But they've never really hit that, you know, the top of Italian football. They've never won the Serie A. And now they've been relegated. They're struggling with managers. They've got rid of a few managers. And none of them have really, you know, got the right formula for Palermo. So maybe you could be the right man to do it. It's a great club, great history, bar that elusive Serie A title. Next up, we're back to England, and it is going to be Everton. Now, Everton, although they are slightly underperforming in real life, they've got a really solid squad for this year, and they've spent a good amount of money, especially on some homegrown talent. They got rid of Romelu Lukaku to Manchester United, but Wayne Rooney has now come in, along with Gylfi Sigurdsson, Jordan Pickford as well, Michael Keane. They've spent a good amount of money, but they've still got some great prospects there as well. Although they were a struggler on many saves on Football Manager 2017, I think with the amount of money they've spent now, and with your management, they could be one great team to manage sort of outside the top four. Sticking to top tier sides, we're back to Italy again with AC Milan, who spent over 230 million euros in the summer. They brought in some great players, Bonucci, Andre Silva, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, some brilliant prospects, and AC Milan with Ricardo Rodriguez at the back now as well. You know, I think those players sell it for me. AC Milan with a top side, not just in Italian football, not just in European football, but in world football, winning Champions League titles and so on as well. And for them, you know, to dropping down the Serie A quite a lot, getting some mid-table finishes. Now they've got this little bit of boost of money. They're buying in these players. And I think if you want to start off the Football Manager 2018 with a top side, AC Milan could be the team you go with. Moving over to France now, and it's Amiens, who were promoted to Ligue 1 for the first ever time with the last kick of the ball in Ligue 2 last season. An incredible story. Promoted to the top division in that fashion as well. It's their first ever time there. They're going to be the underdogs big time at the highest level of football in France. They're not going to have much money. It's going to be a really good task if you want a little bit of an underdog challenge. And they've got that big XFM wonder kid in there, Gael Kakuta. The next side on the list is Forest Green. It was their third time lucky as they finally got into the Football League. They lost in the playoff final for the last 2 years consecutively before last season. They've got a weak side, but they're a big work in progress, this side. You know, growing every year. And whether they do go down in real life this season, they're still going to grow as a side. But if you want a to still play in the Football League on Football Manager. Maybe your PC is not quite strong enough to cope outside of the Football League, but you still want a bit of a challenge. I think Forest Green is definitely the team to go for. Sticking in England, we then move on to Blackburn, who have gone down to the third tier of English football for the first time since 1980. It's been very, very difficult for Blackburn Rovers, especially under the ownership of the Venkies. And you may well need a takeover in the game for a little bit more success. You may get lucky and the Venkies decide to sell up quite early on, and I think you do alright on that front. But obviously, Blackburn, the first ever winners of the Premier League, and now, you know, down in League One of English football, they've got some great players still in there, some great championship quality players. And if you still want a little bit of a journey, but you still want a little bit of work to do, I think Blackburn is a great side to go with all their history. Moving over to Spain for the first time is Girona. Obviously recently promoted to the first division, the La Liga in Spain, and they've been recently actually taken over by the City Football Group, who are obviously also owners of Manchester City. So this gives you a little bit of an advantage, I suppose. You know, you're a smaller team in Spain, but you got Manchester City as one of your affiliates. It's brilliant. They've already got a number of players in on loan from Manchester City, but this could be a great little, you know, scenario for you to be linked with one of the biggest teams in the world, or one of the biggest teams in Europe, in Manchester City at the moment. That could give you a big advantage over some of your rivals in the Spanish division. Next up, we have LEYTON Orient. Their 112 years in the Football League came to an end as they finished right at the bottom of the Football League in League 2 in 24th position. It's a shame, you know, LEYTON Orient was so close to reaching the heights of the Championship just a few years ago, and now they're knocked out of the Football League completely. They've brought in some good players, they want a fresh start, they want a good start to the season. Maybe, again, if you want a bit of a journey in English football, a zero to heroes type of story, LEYTON Orient could be the team for you. And of course, I've got the big man in there now, Mr. George Elokobi. Rounding off the list, we go with Nice, who are in the French division. They finished third in Ligue 1 last term, obviously behind Monaco and PSG, which isn't bad going at all, to be honest. And they had a takeover in 2016, which now, you know, gives them a little bit of limelight, because they've got some good high-profile players in there now. Dante, Balotelli, Wesley Sneijder has come in as well now. So they've got a really strong squad there, and something definitely to work with. And you could easily, you know, knock off Monaco and push PSG for that Liga title to become the victors in France. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed my list of teams, and hopefully it's giving you some ideas. If you, as I say, leave a comment down below if you want to let me know which team you're going to go for, which team you're looking at managing, and why as well. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you enjoy Football Manager and you use Discord, you can join the WeStreamFM Discord. A link to that is in the description down below as well. But until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure I'll see you all very, very soon.